What's up YouTube, Jeff back again today. Another very exciting tech video for you guys. And today we have the Xiaomi Pad Mini in the house for an unboxing. Now I am working on a full review of the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. You guys saw me unbox a couple weeks ago. Right now I'm just kind of getting going on all the hardware reviews on this channel, so it's going to take some time to ramp up, but eventually the content will come fast and furiously. Now if you're not familiar with the Xiaomi Pad Mini, this device is not releasing in the US obviously because Xiaomi doesn't release anything here. But it does have a release outside of China, and this version is a more global release. It hasn't really released in a lot of regions yet. I think in Hong Kong, which is where I bought this one, I got it off of eBay. But this one does come with Google Apps, in fact. If you take a look right here on the side, Xiaomi Pad Mini with your favorite Google apps. Google's a trademark of Google LLC. So again, this is not the China-only release version. Dolby Vision Atmos there on the front, and Xiaomi HyperOS. Let's go ahead and see what's inside the box. It's a tough slide here. A lot of friction. Let's go ahead and get it up. There we go. And there it is, Xiaomi Pad Mini. So you see some of the specs here, actually. 8.8-inch design for single hand grip, leading AI experience, MediaTek Dimensity 9400 Plus mobile platform, 3K 165 Hertz crystal clear display. I'm really excited about that, honestly. Supports the Xiaomi Focus Pen, which I do have one of these on order and coming. It hasn't arrived yet. Massive 7,500 milliamp hour typical battery. Let's see what else is in the package, because Xiaomi typically comes through with some pretty cool stuff inside their packaging that you won't find in any US manufacturer's boxes. Particularly, you've got a charger. Now, this is obviously not going to be the US model charger, but it's 67 watts. They did give me an adapter, the guy who sold this to me on eBay. And let's see, actually all you get, I guess, is the charger and then the cable here in this one, and then some paperwork. It doesn't look like you get a case. I did order, there's a case, an official case, which I did order as well, but it doesn't look like that comes in the packaging. You've got, I do not like A to C though. I don't know why Xiaomi still does that, but you've got A to C. Now, let's see, is there anything else in here? I don't think so, no. Just a carton under there, just more cardboard, styrofoam. Nothing really else interesting. You do have your pamphlets, of course, which just got a user guide and all that various stuff. So let's take a look at the tablet itself. Here, I'll go ahead and get this off. I got the purple color, which is, in my opinion, a very unique color, because obviously there are not a lot of purple tablets out there, especially flagship tablets. This thing is very, very cute in terms of the size. This is definitely something that if you want like an iPad mini, but you're an Android fan, this may be the way to go. I mean, obviously, if you're in the US, it says gamma antenna here, if you guys can see that. A little bit of just kind of styrofoam remnants there. The power button is up here at the top right there. You've got some Dolby Vision Atmos branding, speaker grill. Your Type-C charging port is over here at the bottom. And you have one at, oh wow, for vertical and horizontal. Wow. You've got a USB-C port here on the bottom, so if you want to charge it in landscape. I assume also probably for, I think they have like a keyboard cover. And then you also have a USB-C port here on the bottom if you want to charge this in portrait. That's absolutely awesome. Samsung definitely should do that. Over here you can see you've got your volume rocker here on the side here, and you got your front camera. So that's pretty much a full tour of the device. I love the fact that you've got those USB-C ports on the landscape and portrait orientation. Again, I do have the various official cases. I believe there's a keyboard case and the pen coming. I'm gonna go ahead and walk through and set this up with my information, come back and do a quick tour of the OS. I'm curious to see what's loaded on here compared to my Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, which had a ton of stuff from China, because obviously that's China only. There's no global model, and so I ordered it from China. This one will be interesting to see what they have on the Xiaomi Pad Mini. All right, guys, so I went ahead and went through the setup, put all my information in, and yes, this has Google services out of the box. It does have the traditional kind of iPhone style home screen, which of course you can fix by going into the settings. So that was kind of weird. There was no quick toggle for settings when I first set it up, but I added one. You can edit, obviously, and add which ones you want. So if we go into the settings here, you can change, of course, your home screen and the overall look and how it's organized. The classic is basically the Apple version. I don't know why they call it classic, because it's definitely not classic for Android. Android has always had an app drawer traditionally. You can also check out, categorize your apps, background, your scroll bar, place new apps on the home screen. This is definitely a much nicer version than what is on my Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. Like I said, you got full Google services, you got your Play Store right out of the box, which is awesome. It'll let you install, apps that you frequently use. So I don't really need these apps, but a lot of these apps I will use, so I can go ahead and install them. I set this up as a fresh one just because I wanted to show you guys for the video and also kind of see what is on here. One thing that is a little disappointing about this out of the box, no fingerprint scanner. You have face unlock, but you don't have fingerprint scanner. I like having a fingerprint scanner on my tablet, especially a smaller one like this, but I know for a lot of people that probably won't matter too much. You do have the Xiaomi Hyper AI, but you also have Gemini, so you don't have to use the Xiaomi, stock AI like you would on the Chinese device, like the 17 Pro Max. This is definitely one that's going to be a lot easier to use if you're someone in the US, if you actually are willing to go through and do the import to get the device. It's definitely going to be nicer to use because it has a user interface. The software seems a little bit nicer. Now, one thing I'm curious about, because with all Xiaomi phones I've ever owned, the notifications are severely delayed, because if you go in here and you look at like any app, let's say like any of your social apps specifically, and you go into the various permissions and stuff, the notifications are always turned off by default. But then not only that, if you go into the battery section, they always turn on battery saver to turn no restrictions on there. And then on the Chinese ones, you also have this auto start setting, which you need to turn on for every app. I don't know if that is true here. Auto start, background auto start. So here's auto start. Yeah, so you need to turn on this for any apps that you want to use, like any of your social apps that you want to get notifications for. Auto start also then needs to be on. So you've got all these little settings you have to change to get proper notifications. The 17 Pro Max, I changed all this stuff and I still don't get proper notifications on there. Absolutely love the app drawer here. And the other thing I like about it is you can manage it by color on the other one. I don't know if you can here though. You might not be able to manage by color. Let's see. Let's see if you can do this by color. Color correction. I don't know if you can do, it doesn't look like you can do the app drawer by color. I'll see if we can dig into that when I'm actually playing with it, but that option is available on the 17 Pro Max. That could be only part of the Chinese ROM potentially. But in terms of the size, the software I'll get into and I do a full review, but in terms of the size, the placement of the buttons, the haptic feedback, I love everything about this. I love the fact you've got your USB-C on the bottom for portrait and for landscape. The size is perfect for reading. I'll probably do a full comparison of this to the iPad mini. In fact, let me grab my iPad mini and show you guys really quick how they stack up. So before we go, here is a comparison of the Xiaomi Pad Mini to the iPad mini. This is the blue color for the iPad mini. It's getting a little bit long in the tooth, even the most recent version of the iPad mini. It's got a more square form factor. They're pretty similar in size. The Xiaomi Pad Mini is a little bit larger. It's a little bit taller, as you can see. The aspect ratio is probably a little bit better for watching media. So I'm definitely going to do a comparison of these two tablets as I use them. I love the Xiaomi Pad Mini size, and I think it's going to be a little bit better than the iPad mini. Obviously, I also prefer Android, and I also like this purple color a lot. Anyway, I'm curious what you guys think about this tablet. Should Xiaomi bring this to the US? Should Samsung perhaps make a 8.8-inch tablet? I would love to see a flagship Samsung tablet that is around the same size as the Xiaomi Pad Mini. I think that would be an absolute hit for everyone here in the US and globally. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, like, comment, subscribe. I'll have a full review of this. Also a review of the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max coming from a US user's perspective, which it is a little tough. I will not fully spoil it, but it's a little tough to use as your daily driver here in the US. And a lot of other great content coming on the channel. Appreciate you guys checking it out, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching.